Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video of mine. If you're new here, hi there, welcome. My name is Rosie and I love doing natural hair videos. All my old time subbies, thank you so much for joining me once again. Very much appreciated. All right, so for today's video, I am going to go ahead and show you guys how I trim my hair. So I'm definitely due for a trim. The last time I trimmed my hair was, I would say, probably late March was when I did my last trim. So I'm starting to notice that I'm getting a lot of single strand knots at the end, and I figure that I can definitely use a trim. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do my trim. Now, before we get started, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell. That way you guys are always alerted when I post a new video. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so it is wash day for me. So I usually like to do my trims when I'm in the pre-poo stage. So since it is wash day, this is actually day 7 hair. It's not looking so bad, but last night I went ahead and I applied the moisturizing overnight conditioner by my L. I love using this stuff because it really helps, you know, just to kind of add moisture. And because it's summer, it's been super hot, so I applied this last night. So this is what my hair is looking like right now. So I'm gonna go ahead for my pre-poo. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Just For Me curl piece. This is their detangling treatment. I love using this stuff. I get it from Sally. I usually buy them in bulk because I do go through a lot of pre-poo. So I'm gonna go ahead and section my hair real quick and I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and I sectioned off my hair. I'll section this when I get to this part. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this section and section it some more because this is definitely a lot of hair. So I'm just gonna take this part, just clip it over here. So I'm gonna start with this part. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and apply the pre-poo treatment. And after I've detangled and removed the shed hair, then I will go ahead and take smaller sections and begin my trim. Now, one thing that I do want to express in this video before I do start is that I am not a professional hairstylist. I did not go to cosmetology school. I don't have any kind of certification, you know. Personally, for me, I choose to trim my own hair because I don't trust nobody. That's just the reality of it. I have trust issues when it comes to my hair. I feel like I've been through a lot with my hair, and I'm at a point right now where I feel like I have been doing a really great job taking care of my hair and maintaining it on my own. So that's why I took this approach in learning how to trim off my hair. I encourage you to do what is best for your hair. So if you feel like you want to go ahead and take the approach to cutting your hair, by all means, sis, do you. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, which is absolutely understandable, I do encourage you to take the time, do your research, and look for somebody in your area that is a professional curly hair stylist and has has knowledge when it comes to has knowledge when it comes to cutting curly hair. That is very, very important. But yes, I just wanted to go ahead and put that disclaimer out before we start. Okay, so I have my pre-poo right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that much. And I have a mirror right in front of me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this from roots to end. I love this stuff. Like, this stuff really does the job when it comes to pre-pooing. Okay, and usually I like to section these. I like to section this section even more, just because, you know, one, I want to make sure that I'm really removing all of the shedding. And two, because I am going to be trimming my ends, you know, I trim my ends in very small sections. So it does take me a couple of hours, but I really don't mind, because, you know, at the end of the day, I think it's really important that when you are taking time to dedicate to take care of your hair, then you're really not rushing it and you're really taking your time with whatever it is that you're doing with your hair. So I'm going to take some more, apply that to the roots, the ends, just kind of work that in there and try to finger detangle. I know finger detangling can be time consuming, but I have learned that it does help with length retention. Sometimes these brushes and combs are not good for our hair all the time. Okay, so I just got this section right here that's a little bit tangled, so I'm just trying to separate the hair as gentle as I can be. I'm gonna add some more. Okay, so I have this section that's detangled, so I like to take my time when I'm trimming my ends, and I like to really take my time and look at the end of each curl. I usually like to coil it before I start trimming, just to see how it coils, but I really focus on the end right here. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see that, but it's just kind of like frizzy, and there's a single knot strand right there, and that part just doesn't coil. So that is what I actually am going to cut. So I coil it, and then I just look at the ends right there, and then I just go ahead and cut. And that is how much I cut. You can see that single knot strand. So now when I look at the curl again, I can see that it has a tight curl, and there's no frizziness at the end, or any like strands, like how I would say, just kind of like going in a different direction. They're all very nicely coiled. So that part is good. So then I just take this section. Let me move this piece of hair. So I take this section, and then I just go ahead and take a clip right here, and then I just clip that to the side, and then I just move on to the next curl. So it can be a little time consuming taking this approach, but again, when it comes to my hair, I like to take my time. So again, I'm coiling it, and I'm just looking at the end, seeing how it's looking. I see some single knot strands. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just trim that. And I have a very nice tight curl. So then I just take this part, and again, I just clip it back up here, and then I just move on to the next section. So really take my time. I really look at my curl. So as you can see here, this is just kind of like, hope you guys can see that. That part is just like very frizzy. I do see a couple of single knot strands, so that's the part that I'm gonna curl, because it just looks very frizzy, as you guys can see. So that part at the bottom is what I'm gonna go ahead and cut. So I coil it, and that right there, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and cut. that's how much I cut. Let me show you guys. So it was that much that I cut. Now I examine the curl to make sure. Look at that. I think I can cut a little bit more. That looks great. See how that just kind of, whoop, get that bounce back. All right, so then I just put it up here. Oop. My hands are a little slippery, but it's okay. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and move in to the next section. Looking at the curl, there's a shed hair right there. Okay, so I'm gonna take more of my pre-poo and add it to this section, making sure that's fully detangled, and then I'm just gonna finger coil. I'm gonna look at the end, see how it's looking, see where I need to cut. Should be that part right there, if you guys can see that. I hope so. So that's how much I cut. Not very much. Then I finger coil again to see. And look at that. So much better. And then I go ahead and clip this back up. And then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to this section I have right here. So when it comes to my trimming, one thing, that's Rocco. When it comes to my trimming, I'm not really focused on making sure that every strand is at the same length. You know, I'm not cutting very much. This is what I've cut so far. You guys can see that. There are some times, you know, when I am trimming my hair, and there'll be a section where I'll finger coil and I'll look at the ends, and the ends look fine. There's no single knot strands, you know, there's no frizziness, and you know, the curl completely coils up. So I don't trim. I just trim where it is that is needed. So that's kind of why I focus on cutting my hair using smaller sections. It's more tedious, but you know, this is a trim. Trimming is important. So again, I really like to make sure that I take my time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my hair. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to trim. I'll fast forward some parts, but I'll definitely come back, especially when it's time to do this section. So again, I can just continue to show you how I trim. Okay, so this is the section that I just got done trimming. As you guys can see, curls are popping. Look how coiled my ends are. So it really pays off just working in really small sections and just cutting where is needed. But yeah, this is the approach that I have been taking since going into this hair journey. You know, I've been cutting my hair for the last 3 years, and I plan on continuing to do so. But yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to do the same step throughout my hair, and yes, I will come back. Okay, so I am done with this section back here. I just wanted to get on camera and just show you guys how my ends are looking. Very coil. They're clumping together, a lot of definition. And I really didn't cut much. I'll show you what I've cut so far. Just put it in this napkin. So not a lot, but my ends feel so much better. I'm gonna go ahead and add some oil. I love adding oil to my pre-poo, but I'm just kind of focusing that on my ends. Oh yeah, my ends feel so much better. So much better. Look at that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just continue this process and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am finally done with trimming my hair. I just wanted to just get back on camera and show you guys the finished results. So I pre-pooed and I trimmed as well. So what my ends are looking like, you can definitely see they're all very nicely coil. Show this side as well. Look at that. My ends feel a lot better too. Like I don't feel those single strand knots, you know, at the end of my strand. But yes, so this took me, took me about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. But like I told you guys, when it comes to my trimming, I definitely take my time. But now that I've trimmed, you know, I'll definitely see a difference when I do my wash and goes, and when I'm like coiling my curls, they'll all be in sync. But yes, that is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash. But since I already pre-pooed, I can just jump in the shower. But my hair is looking good, it's feeling good, it's growing. So I'm just very excited with how my journey has been going. But yes, again, just keep in mind that, you know, when it comes to trimming, you know, if you don't feel comfortable with trimming, you know, you should definitely do your research and find someone in your area that is a curly hair specialist, a professional, someone that has an understanding when it comes to cutting curly hair. I think that's very important. But again, you know, I take this approach because I just don't like people touching my hair. I like to do my own thing, and you know, I have trust issues, so no, I just can't. But yes, I'm just really loving how my ends are looking. It is looking really, really good. Look at that curl right there. Just want to show you guys how much hair I cut. So not a lot, but it was definitely necessary. But that is the amount that I cut. Again, you know, I just focus on cutting where it needs to be cut. And you know, I'm not focused on every strand I'm not focused on every strand being the same length, just because I really have no desire to ever straighten my hair again. But yeah, that wasn't a lot of hair. Actually did pretty good. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the end. As always, I greatly do appreciate your time. If you enjoy content like this, if you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. It helps out my channel so much. Please make sure that you comment, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please be safe, take good care of yourself, and of course, I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.